Well, as you can see here by this thing laying on its side, my trash picked ice machine has finally shit the bed. I was going to shoot a video of how I went and troubleshot the whole system to figure out at the end of the day I really couldn't fix it myself. I could have, but it really wasn't worth it. So if you're not familiar with how a commercial ice maker works, or the ice maker in your house works for that matter, this is basically a heat pump. So it makes freezing cold water, or freezing cold ice plate on the inside here. It recirculates the water, makes ice. It resets itself and pumps heat into the ice plate, and the ice drops off and the whole thing starts over again. Now last season the bin sensor went bad, so it wasn't making ice, it was timing out. Well, this season, right before a big party I had, it stopped making ice. Now this machine is a 2017-2018 Manitowoc ice maker. I literally picked it out of the trash and I cleaned it up and I had it running fine. I limped it along for the last 2 seasons. So management here at Stonecroft Grand Hotel Casino and Resort decided that the ice maker was a great thing, and we don't have to go buy bags of ice every time we have a party and spend $100 and then lug the bags of ice. I just have an ice machine. So I went out and bought a new one. So that's what this video is about. It's going to be me unboxing my brand new ice machine. And if anybody wants a broken ice maker, let me know before I throw it in the back of Gopher's trash truck. All right, so let's get to this. So this is a Avantco. It's made in China. I'd rather had a Manitowoc, but the Manitowoc was like $3,000. This thing was $1,500. It's a 220-pound machine. If you're not familiar with how ice machines are rated, they're rated by how many pounds of ice they can produce in a 24-hour period. This is an air-cooled under cabinet unit, exactly like I had. I actually purchased one of these. The machine that I trash picked was replaced by one of these, and it's been working pretty much non-stop for the last 5 years. So, you know, I can't complain. It's at a different facility. It's not here. It's at a commercial facility. So, I went down to Restaurant Depot this morning in handy dandy tax-free Wilmington, Delaware, and picked this thing up. They helped me load it into the back of my truck. And I put it on my credit card. Not any of that matters. Just like a television set, that's that. Of course, today was trash day. Ooh. Alright, so let's see what's inside. This is the exact same footprint as the machine that I'm replacing. Not that it really matters, but it is the same size. Ah, look at that. Now this one does have a digital display on it, which is really unimportant. I mean, quite frankly, it's just one more thing to break. I do keep this machine outdoors, which has its own foibles to it. The only thing that can really go wrong with this is it to freeze. So every, around the end of September every year, I just take it apart, right? It comes with a spare parts box here, and quite frankly, this thing is ready to rock. Should even come with an ice scoop. You know what's in the spare parts box? Whammo! The instructions, which is a single page. The fitment kit, or fitting kit, which I actually already had because that's what I used to hook up the other one with. And the feet. So we're going to have to put the feet on this thing, which might be a little bit of a trick. I have it sitting on a furniture dolly right now. So I got to figure out how to put the feet on it by myself. Which actually shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let me move this table out of the way for a minute. Now around here on the back side, oh, Tiki's bed. Tiki's bed. Oh, around here on the back side, the drain's already in place. Excellent. I'll bring the camera around in a second. And it has the covering for the stainless, which I'll peel off later. Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I find it very interesting, actually, that it says risk of fire or explosion on the inside. The refrigerant that they're using nowadays is it's flammable under pressure. You know, why would it not be? Just out of curiosity, I wonder if the blocks I built are the same size. No, son of a bitch. Why would they be? Okay. So these are the adjustable legs for this machine. They screw in on the bottom. So we'll do those first. And then my printer's actually running. I may not need these, otherwise I'll just flip them upside down. Because I probably will need those. One thing I'm going to need is a level, because these machines will not operate properly if they're not level and plumb in both directions. They need to be level this way and they need to be level this way. The reason being is there's an open trough of water inside of here. Alright, you know. They're for the grace of God. Right. Let's see if I can. Lean that against the fridge here and see how that works. I have limited faith in this not causing problems. These machines are shockingly simple. I'm not crazy about the digital display on it. And quite frankly, it's a little superfluous. It's completely and totally not necessary. This one is a little bit different than the one I have. It's a little bit nicer. In that, well, it's a little bit nicer in that it's new. But otherwise, the old Manitowoc was just fine. Unless something goes bizarrely wrong with this in the next 10 years, this, as being used in a residential setting, quite frankly, should last me the rest of my life. If it doesn't, oh well, you know, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, it was $1,500. It'll make 200 pounds of ice, half cubes, like the kind you get in the bar. And everybody knows how much I love going to the bar. And it's not just because I'm an alcoholic, but I like the ice from the bar. Now these legs are adjustable. I'm hoping that they have enough adjustment in them to. It's hot here today. That's the other kind of a little bit of a gag about this is I'm installing an ice machine on probably one of the hottest days of the year so far. But what better day to install an ice machine, right? When you're really going to appreciate it. If this machine works nearly as good as the one that we have at the club, if this one works nearly as good as the one that we have at the club, then we'll have ice in less than an hour, a lot of ice. At 220 pounds or 222 pounds in 24 hours, it's got a pretty short cycle time. The other one had about, it was about a 22-minute cycle. This should be probably 10 minutes. And yes, I know you're not supposed to tip refrigerant, but we're not tipping it all the way over. So, fine. And the one nice thing it looks like with this is it comes with its own drain tube. The other one I had to plumb a drain tube and vent in because it didn't want to vent properly. So that's actually a nice thing. I can get rid of that stuff and just run this vent outside. If you're not aware, and a lot of people aren't because of home ice makers do not are not cold. They're literally they're nothing more than coolers, like you would have, well, like a cooler. That's big fitting there. Okay. It looks like we're going to be shitting in tall cotton here. Looks like it's the same size tubing, which is beautiful. So it comes with everything that you expect from the plumbing stuff that comes out of China. Gasket here. So this gasket does not go in there. It must go for the other one. There's already a gasket in there. That gasket goes there. We don't need that one. But we are going to use the Chinese Teflon tape. I don't want this thing to leak. I had some plumbing leaks with the other one. It wasn't a huge deal, but it wasn't something I was crazy about. A little closer before my camera overheats. So the water inlet's over here. This is the drain. And let's just get that out of the way right now. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be just fine. I'm outside here, so quite frankly, it doesn't matter. When you install one of these in a restaurant or any place else, it has to have a drain, an open drain, which those things can start to stink after a while. Because it does drain constantly. This thing does not get cold, and all it does is act as a cooler, just like any other ice box that you have, or cooler that you have, like the one that's right here. It's actually one of the things I use this for, is if I'm going to go somewhere, camera overheated. If I'm going to go somewhere, I'll pre-chill all my coolers. The other joke is whenever I show up at a party or something, I always bring a cooler full of ice. Now granted, I don't put anything in it, but I do bring a cooler full of ice. And we don't need that. Need that. Tighten that up with a wrench. With a wrench, and I gotta go grab. Then I gotta go grab. And these actually turn, so that's good. All right, I'm gonna shut the camera off. Actually, no. You know what? Fuck it. Let's see if we can get this thing in place. I was going to put casters on the bottom of it, and that still might come to fruition, but quite frankly, I kind of want to get this thing, I want to get it running, because literally I just bought it about an hour ago. If there's something wrong with it, I'm well within the bring this thing back time period. Bummer is it doesn't weigh a whole lot. Probably only weighs about 50 pounds, but there's no real good way to move it No good way to grab it, as you can see. This one's actually a little sturdier than the other one. Alright. Whew, doggy, it's hot today. Alright, I gotta go grab a level. I'll be right back. So I got this big ass level out here. I required a little bit of assistance to level it out, and management here doesn't like to be on camera, so yeah, I did it. She helped me. Basically, just leaned it forward so I wasn't out here for hours trying to fiddle with it to get it right. It fired up. Everything looks like it's running fine. I messed up because I put hot water in it. My water system here, is shown in one of the other videos, basically runs through black hoses. So the water, when it came in, was pretty warm. But the chill plate's getting cold. The chill plate is chilly. And, you know, we'll see what happens. Well, here we are. Making ice. Ice is civilization. I actually think I'm gonna thin, I actually think I might, this has the ability to just push a button and make the cubes a little smaller. We'll see what happens. Don't tell anybody saw me do that. Nice and cold. I actually dumped the ice twice so far. I went in and took ice out of it because I didn't really rinse it out the first time. Oh well. It's only me. It's only a little plastic. Oh, there you go. Got my new ice maker. If anybody wants the old one, you got about a day or two before I decide to give it to Gopher. Okay, so here we are, way less than 24 hours later, and my spin's full. It worked exactly the way it's supposed to. Hopefully it stays working the way it's supposed to for years. I am going to make the ice a little bit thinner. The ice thickness is, it's not breaking up when it goes into the bin. It's to be expected. So there we go. Well, I'm going to empty the bin. I'm not going to eat any of this ice just yet. But I'm going to empty the bin and we're going to see how well that works. Otherwise, I'm perfectly happy with it. I had a hell of a rainstorm here. Actually, it was a borderline tornado maybe. Blew through and knocked the power out. So actually, I'm going to run this on my generator the rest of the day, because to get the gas out of my generator, and there's no good way to get the gas out of my Honda generator. If you haven't seen that video, go back about 6 years and you'll see that one. Well, thanks for watching, and remember kids, ice is civilization.